Hey guys, Addict Cyclist here with another review, and I wanted to use an opportunity I have to share some feedback, initial feedback on the Lake CX241s. And if you've noticed any of my other previous videos, some of my thoughts and feedback on the 332. So I ordered the 241s for a few reasons. One, the 332s are a phenomenal shoe. There feels like an Italian cobbler molded them around your feet. That's how custom they feel. Beautiful design, kangaroo leather, super wide, stiff sole, stiff carbon last, and was a great shoe. And then I started kind of riding it, putting some power down, and it just didn't feel the same as what I'm used to. Kind of changed my pedal stroke. If you saw some of my previous videos with the way that the carbon last is designed, it has a pretty severe scoop on the sole to kind of create more pedal efficiency, but it was causing my heel to kind of dip, and I really couldn't compensate moving the saddle forward, raised it a little bit, but couldn't seem to just get comfortable on it. Also, too, the toe pitch on these 241s internally seems like your toes are pointing to the stars. So it was kind of uncomfortable for me to kind of get used to, coming from Shimano 901s that are pretty flat feeling. But again, you're not going to get a sexier shoe than this. Maybe the 403s, but in terms of simplicity and elegance, that old school look, I mean, this is it. So one of the reasons why I decided to go and try the 241s is that, again, I just couldn't seem to get my pedal stroke, sorted out. It was kind of causing some knee pain. Although my feet felt fantastic inside of them, it felt like something was just missing for me personally. And you can see here too that Lake, in their wides and extra wides, you can see how wide that insole is. These measure, I think, 115 millimeters wide, and these are 111. So again, both, suit my feet very well. But what I found intriguing with the 241s is that, again, they do have a moldable heel, very similar to the Lake 332s. 238s did not have that, although the 238s were probably one of the best fitting shoes, kind of like the 241s, but lacked that moldable heel. It had, like the cat tongue gripper, but it wasn't enough. Heels were slopping all over the place when I did a little test ride on the trainer. So what I found intriguing with the 241s, although the looks are rather unique, look more like a mountain shoe than a road cycling shoe, but what's very nice about them is, again, you're getting a full grain, leather upper. You're getting a full carbon sole, last, extremely wide. And what I liked about this is how flat they are. Coming from Shimano, there's no real severe toe pitch if you're comparing the two. It just, the stack height difference was almost, this was 7 millimeters higher than my Shimano's, and these were about a little less than 3. So kind of kept my foot and overall position pretty similar of how I've been riding for the past 4 or 5 years. Actually, I've been on Shimano my entire road cycling career here. We'll call it amateur career here. So again, looks, what else not go there? They're not ideal, but extremely functional. So one of the things that's nice about it is, the paddles act like a harness. So basically, if you have any bunions or if you have a wide midfoot, these straps, we'll call them, surround and mold to your exact foot shape instead of your foot just kind of sitting in the actual, cradle here, we'll call it. So again, not the prettiest shoe in the world, but if we're going for pure function here, the 241s are the winner everywhere. Don't have any real miles on them, just threw them on the trainer for 10 minutes to get a feel for it, immediately put in the super feet insoles, because the ones that come from Lake are kind of floppy and I need something a little bit more rigid. And what's nice with the super feet, they're pretty stiff and they're pretty wide, so they fit inside these shoes. So that's one thing to note. One of the reasons why the 332s are more money is, one, it uses a kangaroo leather. Two, it uses we'll call it like a composite or like a fiberglass lasting board that has a little bit of flex in it. So even though this is extremely stiff shoe, your feet don't really feel fatigued. There's a little spring to it. And again, that's probably because there's a huge gap between the lasting board, if you want to call it that, and the bottom sole here. That does not trickle down to the 241s. You're getting a traditional lasting board here. Nothing fancy. Got some nice venting there. You can see the one there. So definitely nice venting. And it does come with this little Velcro. Again, not my cup of tea, but it does keep the BOA cables pretty straight and aligned. You only have to do it really once after you kind of do an initial fitting. But, you know, for me, you know, when I put these on, you know, this strap here in the midfoot, you know, you can clearly see there's a big gap here. So it's really contouring around my feet where I need it the most. And it's really nice to actually be able to adjust more like the toe box. You know, when you're dealing with, you know, something like these from the 332s, you know, it's still getting your toe box, but it's not really, that's not really. You know, you feel the tension still up in here, where this is placed so far down, you know, that you're definitely feeling a huge difference in the way it kind of cradles your foot. So, and what's also nice about the 241s is they have like almost like a foam mesh. You can see that right there. It's very, very soft. It does have a lot of flex in it, and very, very comfortable. And it does have like a little bit of a heel cup indentation here, with the added feature of once we get these things heat molded, to really get a good secure feeling on the heel there. So, and I'm demoing these right now. This is what you do to kind of get away with, you know, possibly returning them if they don't work out. You know, they always say, oh, if you mount cleats, you can't return them, but you can, as long as there's no markings on them or no evidences of wear. So please walk on them on a carpet or a pad in your basement or in your trainer room. Do not walk outside with these if you're looking to demo them. But it's very hard to just put them on. Yeah, you might feel initially, you know, in your living room, they feel fantastic. The minute you get on the trainer, something's going to feel off. So that's kind of how these were. Felt fantastic. Started riding with them. You know, I tried to make adjustments. They felt better. Putting down power just didn't feel right. My toes were pointing to the stars. And just felt something was different. So when I put my foot in this, they were extremely flat, very similar to my Shimano's. You know, so I'm hoping once I get some miles on these, I'll be able to report back my experience on this. But you know, this is an extremely awesome shoe. Again, looks department, let's not go there. But again, you know, if we're going for function, this is it. I mean, if you look at the new S-Works Aries, holy Toledo, clearly fashion is not in. So I guess these will fit right in, considering those shoes, although maybe functional, are pretty hideous in my book. So yeah, if you have any questions, you know, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Please like and subscribe. I'll get back to you with any feedback or questions you might have. And I'll be doing a lot more content and reviews and follow-ups about, you know, just my real-world experience here. You know, I'm not going to do unboxing and tell you about all these great features. No, I'll tell you about what I like, what I don't like. These are fantastic shoes. They fit like a glove, and they're absolutely hideous. But if you can get past that, you got yourself a real winner here. There's no other shoe manufacturer that's making these types of shoes. Again, putting fashion aside, but really addressing a lot of issues with people that just have, you know, let's just call it misshapen feet. You know, my feet are not traditionally shaped. I have a wide midfoot. You know, they're very skinny. I have a very low instep. You know, I don't need a wide toe box. So what's nice with these is that I can kind of crank them down in the front and kind of leave this top boa a little loose to account for, you know, your foot, you know, expanding and also flattening under power, under load. So again, these are important points, especially if you're looking for a shoe to accommodate a wide foot or foot abnormalities or just foot discomfort. You know, I guarantee you, and I've seen the reviews, everybody talks about how fantastic these shoes are, and they've addressed every single problem they've ever had. So I'm anxious to kind of feel the same here. So, and again, I appreciate the view, and please like and subscribe, and be well. Thanks.